So you may have noticed I haven't been posting a whole lot lately. Sometimes inspiration strikes and sometimes it doesn't. And I think I've been waiting about a year to find something that I found interesting, and I found it today. I came out to Harrison Hot Springs with a friend of mine, and we went to the hot pools, the public hot pools, and relaxed. And we were on the hunt for some pumpkin pie and wandered into the Harrison Hotel. And you can't believe what we found. We came across this sign, and I wondered what on earth is happening in here. Wow, there's a lot of activity here. They must be quilters.
Fraser Valley Quilt Guild donates preemie quilts to Children's Hospital, Women's Hospital in Vancouver. We give them 600 quilts a year, and so we make them and donate them, and they give them out to preemie kids. Okay, so this one will be around Christmas.
Oh, is that beautiful? The preemie program, Vancouver Children's Hospital. Look at this. I'm just going to get close in to see. This is all hand done. Every single thing is hand done. Unbelievable, the amount of work. How long have you been quilting?
40 years.
Just a passion, eh?
Yeah, totally, right?
This is a preemie quilt, but not quite as intricate as the one that Cheryl showed you.
Okay, this is our Carol here. Carol, what are you making here?
It's another preemie quilt, but this is, I do more basic stuff. So it has to be bordered
isn't that
and put together.
beautiful? Look at this. For little preemies. Oh, it's just precious.
Yeah. No, they're kind
Absolutely.
of fun. I do most basics and a lot of machine embroidery for other things. But my role in the guild for the past many years, probably since 2003 or thereabouts, when I was guild president 201 to 203, we started collecting quilts to give out to kiddies that are under cancer treatment or remission. And it's in coordination with the Cops for Cancer Ride that's across Canada. We initially started with Tour de Valley, which is the Fraser Valley up to Hope and beyond, to Delta. Even though I live in Richmond, there are 4 groups for Cops for Cancer in British Columbia. There's Tour de Rock, which is the island, Tour to the North, which is the north, of course, and then the Central, or Pacific Coast, or Coastal, which is Vancouver, Sechelt, and that area, and then the Fraser Valley, which is the rest of the province. We collect quilts every year. This is the first year. The second year, actually, that we've actually been giving quilts to the other groups in British Columbia. Up until last year, it was just the Valley. But they found out what we were doing and started asking for quilts. And so this year is the most that I've been able to collect after all these years. And I think I ended up with 50, almost 80 quilts that we're able to donate. And that's through members of the guild, people who have been members of our guild and still like to donate as well.
What is it that you like about quilting?
It's relaxation. It's a nice hobby. I live on my own now, and so it keeps me out of mischief and socializing with good friends.
Wonderful.
Plus, it helps the economy with stuff that we have to buy to make these quilts.
Good point.
Yep, exactly.
Good point.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just terrific.
18 years ago, I made this quilt for the first time for my great niece. Since then, this is the 5th great niece that has been born, September 25th. They all get one of these quilts for their first big girl quilt.
Oh, it's beautiful. Clementine. Isn't that gorgeous?
I know, right?
What a lot of work.
Beautiful.
My name is Kathleen Murison. I'm from Vancouver, and I'm working on a shroud to be used by the Vancouver Hospice Society, which is in Vancouver on Granville Street.
And what is a shroud for those that don't know? How will this be used?
It's a wonderful ceremony that the Vancouver Hospice has. The shroud is folded when the member of the family has passed, they bring in the shroud. It's folded into the room with the family. It's unfolded over the body, and then there is a ceremony, and they take that out to the waiting hearse, so that there's something beautiful over the body when it goes out to the hearse. And the family follows with it. There are certain lights that are turned on as we go through the halls and that kind of thing. So that's what it's for.
Beautiful. Can you show me what the pattern is
So
here?
right now what it is I do, it's not here right now, but I have, if you look at these fabrics will all be used to make blocks that have maple leaves. And the reason that we're going to make maple leaves is because we're using a panel down the center, 2 of them, that give the length that we need. And then we're going to put, and it's a branch of maple leaves in fall colors. So we're going to put beside it, sporadically, maple leaf blocks to set off those 2 panels. So that what you'll see is a stretch of beautiful fall leaves and branches and maple leaves. That's what we're going to do. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the group that I'm part of. There are 8 of us, all quilters, and we do this all as volunteer charity work. And we make quilts for the Vancouver Hospice. At the moment, they have an 8-bed hospice on Granville Street in Vancouver. And we make a bed-sized quilt and a lap quilt for every room. Should a family make a special connection with that quilt that's on the bed of their family or their loved one, they're more than welcome to take it home. So in many cases it's become a family treasure, shared among members of the family, and then we keep, every few months we supply more quilts so that the rooms always have at least 2 that the families can treasure. So I wanted to acknowledge my fellow quilters. There's just 8 of us, and we make between 25 and 40 quilts every year. And there's always 1 or 2 quilters among our group that say, can we give you one? Can I give you another one? I have one that I'd like to share. So it's a big community, a loving community, and a volunteer community. And I just wanted you to know that.
And the name of your group is?
The Quilt Angels. Yes, the Quilt Angels.
My name is Bonnie from Vancouver. The quilt is really about nothing. I just found the fabric on sale and thought I could make something good for it for the hospice. So,
Well, you're making it for this one for the hospice. Are you a quilt angel?
yeah, I am a quilt angel. Yes, quite a few of us here. Yeah.
That's very important.
Oh, it is. They appreciate us very much. Yeah.
My brother was in hospice, and
Was he? Well, the hospice opened about 3 months after my husband passed away. And I was really sad he couldn't go to the hospice. Yeah. So it's important to me too. Yeah.
just beautiful.
Thank you.
So you sew, then you steam, then you sew more, and
Yep, I'm gonna start doing the rows now. I've got 3 rows done, so now I thought I'd put them together.
that's great.
Hi, my name is Rita Steeple. I'm the current Vice President for Fraser Valley Quilters Guild, past president as well. I'm currently the community liaison for our chosen guild charity, which for this current 2-year period is Domestic Abuse Services in Surrey, BC. And they run a 6-apartment shelter house. They've got a thrift store in Langley that they use to support the services. But the Quilt Guild's contribution to Domestic Abuse Services at their request, we made quilts for their shelter house, which turned out to be a total of 5 queen size, 1 double, and I think 20 twin. We've actually done all of that as group projects in the last year. The group projects have involved 50 to 60 members of our guild, and individuals have made blocks contributing to the quilts. Other people put the tops together. Other people quilted them. Somebody else put the binding on, and then we delivered everything to them this past August.
What was their reaction?
They were totally overwhelmed, and then when they heard, they said, how many people were involved? And I said, well, about 50 to 60. And they went, what? It was just an incredible experience. Before we delivered to domestic abuse services, we actually took all the quilts to a community park and hung them on a fence to get a picture. And we had people stopping and watching us as we did this and learning more about our charity. We have them for another year, and we're continuing to make quilts for them with the goal that as people leave the shelter house, if they need them, they can give them more quilts.
Can you show me this one this lady was working on here? Hey, oh, look at this. This is just gorgeous. And each one of these little squares, look at, I'm going to go in close, close, close. Each tiny square has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 parts to it, all hand done. And this is just incredible work.
Patricia Wright from Vancouver.
Patricia, how long have you been quilting and why do you do it?
I guess I've been quilting for over 20 years. I started after my husband died 25 years ago. And actually, he was instrumental in getting me started because I had been doing a lot of different hobbies over the years before that, buying a lot of supplies, like, toll painting and scrapbooking and that sort of thing. And anyway, when he saw me doing some quilting one day, doing some applique, I was sort of a closet quilter at that point in time. He said, "Oh, not another hobby." And I said, "This is for your mother." And so he didn't pursue it. And so after he died, I had got all the blocks done and just put them in a Ziploc bag in a drawer. And I hadn't been able to finish it because I wasn't confident about doing the rest of it, putting it together. So anyway, I had also been involved in an aerobics class, and one of the ladies after our class one day asked us to come over for coffee, and I found out at that point that she was a quilter, and I told her about my dilemma. She offered to put the quilt together for me because I had all the fabric that was going to be involved. So she took it on, did that, and at some, later on, handed it back for me to do the hand quilting. She gave me not instructions on how to do it, but she told me where to go, which was the cloth shop on Trimble and 10th Avenue at the time, and get some assistance there. So that's how I got started. And I never looked back. I just fell in love with this hobby, and it became, a great, important part of my life because it's very social, and it's fun, it's creative. The gifts are long-lasting because they're keepsakes. They're not things that you hang up or put on a shelf. And so it's more meaningful. You invest all this time and money in fabrics and your hours of work. And it's nice to know and comforting to know that this will be something that the person you're giving it to will value.
And what are you working on here?
Well, I'm working on a little Christmas lap quilt for 2 little boys in Kelowna that are grandsons of one of my nieces, and they had lost their home in the fire, in the wildfire, a couple of years ago. And I had made them a Christmas quilt with snowmen, not like this, but different, but snowmen. And it got, destroyed in the fire. So last year I made them an advent calendar. And this year I thought I would utilize these lovely blocks that one of my quilter friends gave me. She had made a quilt herself from this pattern, and she handed these over to me. So now I'm creating another quilt out of what was left. And this will be 4 blocks across with these sashings, we call them, vertically the green and horizontally the red with the stars. And then it will have this green on the outside all the way around as a finish.
Wow, that's just beautiful.
Oh,
thank you so much for talking with me.
Okay, so Val Smith and I made this for the Guild as a birthday present, In 2008 was their 30th birthday. It was to encompass the Fraser Valley. We wanted the Guild colors on the logo. So we have we have the train, we have the established 1978 small miniature quilts depicting different techniques in quilting.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the different techniques here.
Oh yeah, there's applique piecing, whole cloth.
Wow, look at this.
And then in the water, we put inspiring, learning, creating, and giving through friendships and quilting.
This is a terrific organization. And I'm sensing that there's really a good social aspect to it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Look at this. What do you call this technique?
Quilting?
I know.
That's a I don't know.
But this one.
Well, I just quilted it really close so that, and then I didn't quilt here so it would look like clouds.
Oh, it's beautiful. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. And the border is so beautiful. And you did this yourself?
No, a friend of mine and I did it. Now, we drew on a piece of paper, we drew the pattern, and then decided who worked on what. We didn't work on it together. We would work on our parts, and then I'd go to her house and we would put it together then. But we presented it to the Guild in their June meeting in 2008 for their birthday. And they've used it ever since, and it sure wears well. It's beautiful.
I am Deb. I live in East Newton in Surrey, and I come to the retreat for a break, for relaxation, spend time with friends, doing gorgeous, wonderful things with fabric.
What are you working on here?
Oh, a number of things. I'm initiating a whole lot of stuff. I've been a very jumbled visit this time. I'm tackling things that I usually would have been doing at home. So,
I love the charity aspect of the quilters.
yeah, just about any organization that serves people can use quilts of one kind or another for all sorts of different kinds of purposes. So I don't know if you saw the ones that were going to be used at a hospice.
Yes.
And all that. Remarkable. And who would have thought, for example, that the bodies that are on gurneys need a nice cover so that it's not too distressing to the other residents of the building. Things such as that. Very simple, but very important to the overall emotion, if you will, of the building and everybody else. There's just so many different locations for quilts and stuff like that. And then I'm making some pillowcases, because pillowcases are something that can be given away as presents or to assist people, etc., etc.
Now, your sewing machine is a little different than other
yes.
people's. Can you tell me about
Yes.
your sewing machine?
My sewing machine is a 1935 featherweight Singer sewing machine. Weighs a ton. Got its own case. Sews like a dream. Absolutely wonderful.
Where did you get this?
One of my friends in the Guild had it for sale, and I bought it immediately when I found out it was available. And now I prefer this. I initially got it because it was going to be easier to move than my fancy Bernina, which is all computerized and stuff like that. And now I almost use this exclusively.
And is it a pedal one? You have to.
No.
Is it electric?
Yeah. No,
They
actually, pedal sewing machine is really quite large.
Okay.
Because you have to have the pedal stuff, and so the pedal panel that your feet go on is about yay wide and yay deep. So, and you tilt it like this.
So they had electric sewing machines back in the 30s?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And I assure you that as soon as sewing machines became electric, or in existence period, women were smart enough to snap them up immediately. They recognized their utility. And this is a terrific little machine. Doesn't do fancy things, doesn't even do zigzag stitch, but there's straight stitches, foundation to everything.
Have you got anything you can show me that
sure.
you've worked on
What am I
your
doing?
machine?
Where am I? I'm answering a question from a reporter. These are going to be a match set for my granddaughter.
Oh, little hearts. Isn't that beautiful?
Pillowcases for her for Christmas.
Pillowcases,
And this year it's
beautiful
match
fabric.
yeah. And then this will be one to give away.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Kitchen stuff.
Oh, the kitchen, yes, yes, the
Trees.
kitchen,
Yeah.
rolling pins and salt and peppers.
And then there's another one. That's more of a guy's one.
Oh, and beautiful pillowcase. My gosh, I don't think I've ever seen one that beautiful. I'm just going to come in for the
Sure.
close-up here. Oh, wow, that is stunning.
And the thing about the cuffs is that virtually nobody puts their head on a cuff. So you can have a lot of fun. So one of my plans is for making one for my granddaughter is to have "I love you" in Morse code on the cuff. So when she goes off to university, she can take that particular pillowcase along with her.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Oh, and these are good ones.
Oh, good ones. Okay. Like that. What a great idea, doing pillowcases.
This is what they start off as.
Oh, a big piece like that. Oh, the cats. Oh my
Isn't that
gosh.
great?
That's fantastic. I guess this will go to a cat lover. Look at that. What great material.
So you could just put together all sorts of different kinds of combinations, have great fun with them, or make something that's consistent, or just one of the many, 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 many things that can be done.
Love it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Connie McCready from Port Coquitlam.
Hey, and why do you quilt?
It keeps me busy. I have a lot of fun, and there's wonderful people.
That's what I'm sensing.
Yes,
You
yeah.
gals have a pretty good time.
We do. Yeah.
How long you out in Harrison for?
Just 3 nights.
That's pretty
Oh,
nice.
yes, it is. And you can get up in the morning, go to the pools, and then quilt all day because your back is nice and relaxed. So it's lots of fun.
My name's Sandra Smith, and we live in a motor home, so we kind of move around a bit. We spend 5 months at this coast, and then we move around otherwise. And I'm working on I Spy match game quilts for twins that were born in the family on October 1st. Like, they're not close, they're cousins, grandchildren of first cousins of my husband's.
Isn't that nice?
They're twin girls.
This is what it looks like.
And
Oh, this is it?
Well, yeah, this is essentially almost the same.
Oh my gosh.
I Spy ladybugs.
Oh, it's a game. Like you can play
and
I
it's
Spy.
It's also a match game because there's 2 of each block, like matching blocks.
I Spy
one-
cats.
Yeah, or
Oh.
you can so it can be like I Spy, identification, And there's
Look at
about
that.
3/4 of the pairs of blocks are in both quilts, and about a quarter are just
So
unique
I
to
Spy
one.
green beans, and there they are.
That's
down
asparagus.
Oh,
there. Asparagus.
I Spy asparagus.
There's
And
asparagus right down there.
there's the asparagus there. Kids will love this.
I hope they will like it, for many years to come.
How are you enjoying your time here in Harrison?
Oh, we love it. We love the retreat. It's lots of fun, and well, for me, I get lots done, but not as much as I ever want to get done. I mean, I want to try and get both these quilted before we go because I don't have a lot of room in a motorhome for things like this.
So this is just perfect for you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking with me.
Okay.
My name's Darlene Loftus.
Why have you attended this event?
I belong to 3 quilt guilds. This is where I spend my time and my money, and I make mostly charity quilts. Family runs in the other direction when I say quilt. They've got a good supply, but no. This one I'm working on will go to Bee's Closet, which is an organization in Port Coquitlam that helps women that are coming from abusive situations from the shelter into a permanent home. And I've got a top there that will go to the Cops for Cancer bike ride next fall, and one for one of the hospital preemie wards, NICU units. But no, I just like playing with fabric, and that's it. Yeah.
Sure seems like you ladies have a pretty good thing going here.
Yeah, it is. I'm 82, and you have to do something, otherwise you go start raving mad, and it's better than just sitting in my little apartment feeling sorry for myself. My husband was a journalist in newspapers, not TV, radio, from the time he was 17 to, into his 70s, if you count the community newspapers that we operated and ran, but he worked for the Vancouver Sun for about 45 years.
He had to serve an apprenticeship.
Yeah, a 7-year apprenticeship, which was served with the Columbian newspaper in New Westminster that has folded. He left high school about 4 months before graduation for the apprenticeship, and worked, his whole career was in newspapers, loved community newspapers, was assistant sports editor of the Vancouver Sun for 30-40 years.
What was his name?
Ron Loftus. I do live in a senior's residence, and every once in a while somebody spots a quilt, and will I sell it? No. They can have it, but they have to make a donation of whatever they can afford to a charitable organization of their choice.
Fair.
Fair, yeah.
Can I see what you're working on?
This is what I'm working on now.
Ooh. Okay. I guess you plan it out on paper?
Yeah. And this one.
Oh, that looks like a familiar logo.
This will go to the next September Cops for Cancer bike ride.
Oh, wow. Somebody will be happy to get that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
Just beautiful work.
And this one will go to one of the hospital's NICU wards.
I've spent time in there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Thank you.